UKA, where they're miles ahead of us on all of this stuff, they figured out that one of the best ways to tackle this problem, like so many other problems, is to use what we already know, to use QI to make the problem better. And in the UK, they've adopted something called sustainable QI. They've actually incorporated a whole
how to integrate sustainability into their projects going forward. PQI curriculum integration. So hot off the press from Carlo this morning. So next year we're going to complete some environmental impact assessment teaching as part of the PQI curriculum for cohort 6, which is really exciting, as well as building a database and resources in BC. So connecting with other QI practitioners throughout the province, as well as within Interior Health, and sharing learnings on how to do this work.
And small that you can make a change. Sugar sheets, I'd never heard of those before. Changing the margins when you print paper so that you can, in double-siding your paper. I went and bought plants to put in my office. So just all these things, like just by having that conversation with you, and then now I've been telling everyone about the plants and the sugar sheets. So you're right, that spread is huge, so thank you. Great project.
How we can reduce our carbon footprint. I hear this from my own spouse, who works for Interior Health. He's not a physician, not a nurse, whatever. But he's like, why are we doing this? In a world where we need to reduce our carbon footprint, why are we doing this? Not necessary, right? So how do we expand this to all of our people in the healthcare system? Because we really are a massive polluter, right? So how do we make this project even bigger?
And you have 9 seconds. Go.
So, Ilona was actually part of it, but Interior Health just went through a huge process to develop the Climate Change and Sustainability Roadmap, which is our 5-year plan on how to integrate sustainability and climate change initiatives throughout all aspects of the organization. So exactly what you're talking about, far beyond just the core team that usually does that work. It's integrating it into existing roles and operations on making it applicable for the area that they work in.
The improvers in improvement and culture shift. So
within every ministry, environment, mining, education is a letter around environment to each of the ministers from government. But the tactics that are applied depend on each of the ministry to be able to do that. So within a letter that goes to the health authority from the Minister of Health says you need to reduce your environmental footprint, most of that is focused on facilities. So electric vehicles, pollution, new green buildings, and the rest of it. How you do it as an improver in quality of care and frame it is the missing link. So what we now have are the clinicians in partnership have built a regional facility engagement table of Planetary Health supported by HSR and ATSCO and others, because there's a groundswell of interest. And truthfully, if we don't actually do this, I'm a Gen Xer, so I'm bridging the gap between the boomers and the next. The millennials, this is their core business. If we do not, and this is actually our responsibility as individuals on the planet, if we don't actually take this on and do it as part of everyone's business, then we're absolutely not thinking.